All right, so today we have an interesting product that we are going to talk about, and I have my thoughts about this bad boy. Now, this is going to be a product when it first announced. I went out there and put my pre-order in, and I'm gonna be real with you, man. I kind of forgot it. I never really followed through with the pre-order. They refunded my money, and I was like, I'm not really that interested in it. But fast forward, man, shout out to my guy Chuck. He hit me up on behalf of Clicks and was like, "Yo, T, do you want to check this keyboard out at this point?" I said, "You know what? Let me get it up in here to see what it's all about." So I got it up in here, man. The clicks for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And I've been using it in this configuration for about 2 days now. And I'm just gonna give you the short and sweet. It ain't really for your boy. It ain't for me. All right. And we're gonna go ahead and talk about it. We're gonna break it down and give you the pros and cons. And even though my pros list, I don't really have anything written down there for the pros. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about it, man, because it's not all bad. And I feel like this is very nostalgic. And for certain use cases, someone probably could really find this a beneficial product. Now, first things first, let's go ahead and get it up out of here so we can actually take a look at the actual case itself. Now, this is going to be in the Bumblebee colorway. And they also make what, three other colorways: Royal Ink, London Sky, and Miami Beach. So you can all get different configurations. So this one they sent out was the Bumblebee. Now, on the inside, you don't really get much, man. It just says it just clicks. This is going to be the Founders Edition, and you can see the number that it was the number. This is number 623. All right. And while we're on the black, you do get a little faux leather. All right. Let's just smell it to see if it's that authentic cow. You know what? Nah, that's that scientific lab grown leather right there. All right. Not the real deal that we like to see, but for a case like this, I probably wouldn't expect it to be that real deal leather. On the inside, you don't get much. One thing you don't get is MagSafe. All right. So just keep that in mind. This case is 160 bucks, and we don't even get MagSafe. You're basically paying for the keyboard. Is all you're paying for. But let's go ahead and keep rolling with it. Of course, this is going to be Type-C. They do make this, I think, for a Lightning version. I think they make it for the 14 series, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, he is going to be making it for the 16 series coming up real soon. On the sides, you're going to get your buttons. You're going to get your action button, your volume up and down, and you're going to get your power button. You're going to get a little branding over here when it comes to says clicks. And that's about it. Right here, you're going to get two little divots for the actual speaker, and we'll pop that in, and I'll show you what that's working with once we get the iPhone 15 Pro Max in. And of course, you're going to get the old school, real Blackberry-esque keyboard down here, and that's what you are paying for when it comes to this. So let's go ahead and grab the 15 Pro Max. The days are counting down, man. No more 15 Pro Max. If y'all pre-ordering the 16 Pro Max, let me know below what case configuration and all that stuff that you're ordering with it. So this is how it's going to look when the phone is placed in the Clicks case. Okay. Long as hell. Okay. Now, I took this to work today, and people were like, T, what is that on your phone? What is that monstrosity that you have on your phone, and why is it yellow? And I had to tell them, like, look, this is the Clicks keyboard. This is kind of what it does. Some people kind of felt interested in it. Some people were just like, I don't really know a use case for it. But let me go ahead and tell you my experience so far. So let me go ahead and start talking about the case characteristics first of this keyboard Clicks keyboard case. Now, for 160 bucks, all right, this here ain't gonna cut it. This doesn't make any sense why this is looking like this and this flimsy. There's not one case that I cover on this channel where it is this ain't gonna work. All right, for 160, I need to see MagSafe, and I need to see this phone in this case tight and snug. All right, we all love a tight and something snug. I need to see it when it comes to this case. So for 160, this is legit uncalled for. Now, is it going to actually pop out the case? No, it actually does a pretty good job staying in the case, but you will be reminded how 5 and below case this feels when you do this. And I'm not trying to diss. I got to keep things brutally honest, because this is over $100. It's a whole different price point when we're talking about accessory. So you have to be stern with what you're talking about. Now, I'm not sure the people who made this really aren't case people who may not know the importance of having tight sides. 160, this is not going to fly. All right. Now, down here, when it comes to the speakers, these are going to be the speaker ports, because that's what the speaker ports are when it comes to the 15 Pro Max. And honestly, I cannot tell a difference in the audio quality. And I really feel I did a good job channeling that sound coming from these little two areas right here when it comes to the speaker. All right. When it comes to the back, of course, you're going to get a little lay on tail protection when it comes to the actual camera. But let's just be real, man. This case isn't going to be built for protection. This case is built for use cases only. If you're sitting there plowing through emails and different things like that, I mean, half of us have probably been typing on these type screens for 20 years now. We know how to do it and we know how to do it quickly. Okay. So that's where my frustration lies with this keyboard. Now, let me go ahead and open it up and let me go ahead and pull up a notes. This is, and this is just my notes that I had in here. This has a steep learning curve. When I tell you I slapped this bad boy on for the first time and I felt like a damn toddler trying to type or write for the first time because I'm over here hunting and I'm not really typing anything serious right here, but but this is t- a there was a bunch of letting the autocorrect spell it out for me times when I first started using this. I was struggling so bad that I'm just like, T, why won't you just click on the screen and just use the on-screen keyboard? You know what I mean? Like, but I get it. That's not the point. This may be for people with accessibility issues. I have to be sensitive to that because that is a real thing. And some people might benefit more from having a physical keyboard. But I feel like there's so many accessibility settings and things on your phone right now where that shouldn't be a thing. But once again, I don't want to be ignorant to that fact. That is something that this can appeal to. But what I do have to say is it takes a steep learning curve to use this bad boy on your phone. And I felt like even after 2 days of fully typing, fully emailing, I'm just still not having a good, experience. I'm just not having a good experience when I'm typing on this Klitz keyboard. I feel like I have to focus a little bit too much to type. Now, although my hands are also gigantic, I have huge hands. These buttons are tiny. So that doesn't help either that I'm pressing and I'm damn near pressing two buttons at the same time. This is just very small. Now, with combating having to type on this, with it being small, with it being a little bit more challenging, you have to deal with the weight and how oblong this is on a 15 Pro Max. Now, when this is on a 15 Pro Max, I mean, just look at how long this is. Pause, no diddy. Just look how long this thing is. And it is also top heavy. So I can't see you going through long sessions because you start to feel it right here of holding this up. So not only do you have to focus on this, you got to make sure you're also holding this thing up with your supporting hands just because there is a weight difference when we're talking about bouncing it up and down. This is a whole bunch of pause and inappropriate comments when it comes to this, but y'all know what I'm talking about. It is not counterbalanced, all right? It is off balance. It feels a little bit more, just feels a little uncomfortable. I see the auto is just going for it. So that's one thing that kind of is annoying me. The learning curve that you have to use this. Now, if you was to use this strictly for like a month or so, I'm pretty sure you probably will get the gist of understanding and this being a little bit more comfortable to you. With the time that I had it, which is only like 2 days and a half, I struggled. All right. Like I just wanted to take it off and just use the on-screen keyboard. This is not for someone who wants to so-called experiment, man. This is very niche. So if you need this keyboard case, it could potentially be for you. Now, one thing that also aggravated me was the fact that you have to hold the number button to type consecutive numbers. So say for an example, you want to type two and then you let go of the 1, 2, 3 button and then you start doing it. No. So you have to hold it and then that basically activates a number row. Now, what they can do is just put a number row up here for the next version. So you don't have to continually hold that button in order to get consecutive numbers. So that's one thing that kind of annoyed me. Another thing was I was trying to type 100%. And then I realized that they don't have the percent button anywhere up here. You can do this, but all of the characters down here isn't any of the percent button. So what you'll have to do is you'll basically have to consult to going back to your keyboard on your screen. And when you pop it here, bringing the keyboard up and going finding the actual, uh, once again, this is where it gets a little fuggly. You have to go and then you have to find whatever character that you're looking for. At that point, why would I just use the on-screen display? You see what I'm saying? So there's a few other things like that, that things like that just seem to really bother me. Other than that, you can hold this to pull up Siri. I like that part there. You got your tab. You have, if you want to do your emojis, you have your button for your emojis. It has these buttons that are functional and it works good. It works very fluent. I haven't really experienced much battery drain when it comes to this. This also does have pass-through chargers, so the case itself does have type C, so you can just pop the type C in there like I need to do anyway because my phone is sitting at 16%. Takes a few little minutes, but the charging sign will pop up. For me, this just seems very cumbersome for myself to use. I couldn't see myself remotely using this on a daily basis. I'm just going to be real. Is it cool? Yes. Is it nostalgic? Yes. Is it something different? And I always say I love to see different accessories come to the market, but I don't know if this is an accessory that we asked for. Sort of like that camera button that's coming on the iPhone 16 Pros. We got a button that legit nobody asked for. So I can't say that I'm completely banging on this, but I have to be brutally honest, and that is my true experience after using this for a few days. Now, if you're a lover of this, you're going to come in the comment section and say that's the best thing ever. Maybe I have to use it a little bit longer, but the curve was so frustrating. It didn't give me a reason to want to use it longer. So therefore, it just made me want to take this thing off my phone even quicker so I can just get back to using the on-screen keyboard that I felt more comfortable with, more efficient with, and that I can just use my phone without it being kind of cumbersome. Now, yes, you do get some of your real estate back. Let's be real, all right? When you're typing, you don't have to worry about that. You do get some of your real estate back. So that part is actually pretty good with getting your real estate back when it comes to the screen, but I just don't see that being a benefit to how frustrating the thing is to use on the daily basis. All right. So that's kind of going to be my whole thing of it, man. So, what I would like to see for the iPhone 16 version, which they do have one coming out, I need you to tighten these sides up. I need you to put some MagSafe up here. I need you to find a way to sort of counterbalance this thing because we're getting a even bigger iPhone. All right. We're talking about an even slightly bigger iPhone. It's not going to help the width and the weight of this bad boy if you're not trying to counterbalance to where it feels a little bit more easier to type on it and a little bit more balanced in your hand. So I would definitely like to see that. The buttons are super clicky, super tactile. There is no problem with that. Maybe if you can just make those buttons just a tiny bit bigger, I know it probably will make the footprint of the Clips case a little bit bigger, but someone with big hands like myself, it's just kind of really hard at this point in my life to really type on those small little buttons. So, Mr. Mobile, man, I hope you see this video. Don't hate me too much, man, because I actually love when creators create something. That's the best thing ever out there. I'm just always going to be brutally honest, no matter who it is, no matter what they create. And this just personally isn't for me. I can see somebody out there that may benefit from this, but it is a learning curve. And if you're fine with dealing with that learning curve, this could be a great accessory for you. But putting this all in your pocket, I mean, you know what they see me, man. Is that a phone in your pocket or you happy to see me? Okay. That's what this thing feels like when it's up in your pockets. But if you want to check one out, man, hit the link down below. Go get yourself one and try it out for yourself. Everyone, I feel like this is a part that you might want to try out. But for 160, that is a pretty steep tryout. All right. But I know we kind of wrapping up with the iPhone 15 Pro Max accessories. If you want to see some of the last minute best accessories for the 15 series, which will also be very good for the 16, I'll pop that video right here.